Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bravo Ish Talkers Weekly Roundup. We are here to dish on all the ish of the week from Bravo. I am Christina, your host, your Bravo aficionado who never turns the TV off Bravo.
I am Ramona, the Bravo historian, because I am a vault of all of these Bravo lebs past.
Yes.
And I am Tiana, the lover of all things Black Bravo.
Yes. So it has, we always start off and talk about our week a little bit. It definitely has been a week.
Ooh, child.
It's like, and exhale. It's been a week. But I feel like on top of our week, Bravo has been giving a lot of ish this week. But before but before we get
understatement.
But before we get into the ish of the week, how have you ladies been doing? What's been going on?
Right? I'm just crawling out of my post-election hole.
Oh, yes.
Aren't we all?
Yes.
About the only thing I am happy about is that the text messages and emails and phone calls have slowed down, asking for political contributions, and I don't have to see the commercials anymore.
Yes.
But
I do miss Kamala hitting me up like, hey girl, we need some money.
I pretend like she really texted me. But you guys remember that scene many years ago on Real Housewives of New York, Carol Radziwill at the election night party, and that was me trying to move forward.
Yep, that's my sentiments. Touche.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Tiana? Same?
Yeah, honestly, much of the same. I think it's pretty interesting. I'm a history buff. A lot of you guys don't know this about me. I have a degree in political science, so it's been interesting to watch the demise of democracy here, you know?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so on to happier, frivolous, a little bit more upbeat.
Please.
Let's just get into it. The ish of the week.
Yes.
Ramona, I think our first topic aligns with Tiana's tagline so well.
Wait a minute.
The black
Yes.
Bravo of it all.
That's wait. Okay. So
JT's quitting from Southern Charm.
Was that because of Benita? But yes. Okay. And this one is more so Bravo adjacent than actual Bravo, but it is the story that keeps on giving. So we all know Pastor Jamal Bryant, or as Tiana lovingly refers to him,
Pastor Holy Whore.
Yes. The ex of Real Housewives of Potomac, starred Giselle Bryant. Well, apparently he's in a beef with, of all people, Ray J.
Should we let the people know who Ray J is?
Yeah, because some Bravo lovers may not. He's basically the little sidekick of the singer, R&B singer Brandy, and also notoriety for Kim Kardashian's sex tape, Love and Hip Hop on VH1. I mean, there's so many ways that you may know
the Love and Hip Hop of it all.
Yes. Well, yesterday, I just see this post from Jamal Bryant saying that he was excited to have Ray J on, and then Ray J's people contacted him about not airing the episode. And then I swipe over to the video where Ray J is basically saying, at the start of the video, I got nothing but love for Jamal Bryant. By the end of the video, he's threatening to snatch him up out the pulpit if he airs the interview. And I think we all, I sent this in a text to the ladies, and we were all like, huh?
Appalled. This isn't the laying hands that I thought we'd get.
No. And it's such a weird, I was just like, this is such a weird, what? Because he talks about not being safe, being called out his name.
Oh.
Yes. And this wasn't right. I was tricked. And I'm like, what on earth could be happening over at Jamal Bryant's podcast to elicit
a Christian
this type
podcast?
I would think. And so then I had to start doing it because I'm like, this was what is he talking about? So in my deep dive, and I didn't share this with you guys, but when I started Google schmoogling him, it was a lot of publicity about the fact that he claims that celebs are paying people, Diddy victims, off to keep their names out of the press.
Oh,
And
my ears just perked up.
and so that was the first thing that came up. And so I am thinking, I don't know this for sure, but I am thinking that Jamal Bryant went there. Which, by the way, hello, if you are any kind of interviewer and this is the main thing that comes up, like, why would you not ask about that?
Yeah.
But he felt set up somehow. But honey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something about the black church and what you won't do.
Not my pastor.
Not my pastor. His members were like, we will, I think someone said, beat you down in the name of Jesus or something like that. I was like, my church family as well. You're not running up in the pulpit and snatching the pastor. You got to get through several folks.
And that's
before.
a mega church.
Yes.
Several hundred.
And that's a mega church. So I'm like, that ain't happening. But it is just the weirdest of all the people for Jamal Bryant to have a beef with. Ray J had to be the last person.
So do we think that the interview's ever going to air? Does Ray J got that much pull?
Here's the thing. What better publicity did he just do for Jamal Bryant's podcast? Because I sure wasn't checking on it. Did you guys even know he had one?
I did not.
I did know he had one.
Okay.
Only because he interviewed Krishan Rock.
I was going to say that's how I actually
Blueface
found
girl
out
with the
about
missing
it.
tooth in the front.
Oh, don't forget the tattoo of
Blueface
Blueface on her cheek.
Yes.
On a third of her
I
face.
did know about that. But even in spite of that interview, zero desire to ever actually listen to this man's podcast.
Yeah.
He is about to create Shannon Sharp numbers of like what happened to Shannon Sharp after Cat Williams. Like he is about to create those kind of numbers if Jamal Bryant's people ever release this episode. I am dying to know. It's like Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 3. I am dying to see this.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll ever see the light.
Okay, but it's like, okay, I'm going to say that. Who is Ray J? Like to have this much clout where it's like you're threatened if you don't come out the pulpit. Like, I'm going to snatch you out the pulpit. Like, who? Okay. Oh, Love and Hip Hop, Ray J? Sex tape, Ray J?
Oh, there's more. Sorry, I almost forgot. Then right after he did that video, he comes back on and say, I just got shot at. And is this because I want this man to apologize? And like, so he thinks Jamal Bryant now has a hit on him.
Okay.
Or is it maybe Diddy's people that have it? I don't know. But it is the messiest, most bizarre story. And there's not such a thing as too many details for me.
Okay. Well, that was an explosive kickoff to Ish of the Week. Where do you go after that?
I don't even know.
Where do you
Probably
got next?
the rehab.
Oh, I have an idea. Maybe down to a horse farm.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's not where you go. Okay.
Not the horse farm.
You know, let's go on and head there. I love a little mess.
Oh, it's a whole lot of mess at the horse farm. Yeah.
Yes. So as you know, in our last weekly roundup, we talked about the fact that Teddy Mellencamp is filed for divorce.
Yeah.
From Edwin. Well,
Now that I think about it, was she trying to get ahead of it before it came out? Because remember last week we were thinking like, oh my gosh, like he did something wrong. She filed first. What did he do? And this week, Ramona.
well,
Yeah, let us know. Ramona.
apparently she's been having a months-long affair, at least according to the streets.
Okay.
A months
The Kelly Dodd
long
streets.
The Kelly Dodd.
Kelly Dodd streets. A months-long affair with her horse trainer, Simon Schroeder. No connection to Stassi Schroeder. Yeah, I'm like, what? This is so
This
crazy.
surprised me. Them getting divorced, not so much.
It doesn't surprise me. I'm just like,
That surprised me too, though.
Well, it mainly surprised me.
Why did it not
because
surprise you?
I thought that she was gonna do a Kyle, like come out. Well, not do a Kyle, because I think Kyle is still figuring out her sexuality.
yeah, we don't want to. We don't want to make Kyle come out. We don't want to do that.
I thought that she was finally gonna come out and be a lesbian, because that's kind of the vibe that she gives.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
The
Yep.
walk.
just everything.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get that. When I found out that she was the cheater, I was like, okay, why can't she be forgiven? Like, but then it's like you filed for divorce. I'm just like, I hope you're not leaving your husband and family for the horse trainer, because that's not a thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, okay, he did it once, you did it once. Okay, now you guys can really move on. Tit for tat.
It's
for
just
one.
such a messy story because also the guy was married.
Yeah.
Apparently, she was friends with the guy's wife. She discovered the affair was going on, and so she's no longer doing, like, those two were in business together, meaning the guy and his
Is
wife.
she
and
still
they-
doing two T's in a pod? If she,
Oh, yes. Are you
Oh my
kidding
God.
me?
Now that's narcissistic.
Do you know the
behavior.
numbers that are going to come to two
Yes.
T's because people are going to be,
If she's gonna say anything.
by
I
the way,
am people.
Yes. Oh my God. Same.
We're people.
We're people. Like, I'm going to be tuning in to find out, how can you not address it when you
I
talk
don't
about
think
the
I
latest
don't-
happenings in Bravo?
Because I don't think that she's going to address it, because I don't think she ever thought she would even like be out it just seems, call me crazy, call me wrong,
Not
but,
with Kelly Dodd out in these streets.
but we'll
I don't
see.
know.
Well, Kelly is I'm like, no, she's taking a troll turn because
has.
Kelly Dodd is talking about she hopes she loses her kids. Like, we don't. go
over an
there.
affair, like come on,
Yeah,
come
like
on.
no one is saying the woman is neglecting her children or doing anything.
She just wanted to get
sinister.
laid, and that's
Yeah,
With someone else's
so,
husband.
Exactly.
But
That's
it's like
fine.
that has nothing to do with how she is as a parent. I don't like that kind of like when you're talking about taking people's kids away,
Yeah.
like you've crossed a boundary.
I definitely, and I think one of these days someone's gonna put a muzzle on that troll. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I am kind of like, go Teddy. I am like, good
Not
for
go
you,
Teddy.
girl. Good for you, girl. Like, get it where you can. Go to a Teddy. I hope there was no one else spared in this relationship. I know there's some pieces that need to be picked up. You know, Edwin, and I hope also too we don't see Edwin get with the wife, because we've been seeing that scenario happen.
Yeah.
That's what happened with
Oh,
Great, yeah.
Amy and TJ
Huh?
from Good Morning America, their spouses got together.
that
And the
too.
OC
But
of it all.
But if we bring it back to Salt Lake City, I think that's what happened with Jared and Brittany.
Not Brittany.
That's how
Okay.
Jared and Brittany got together.
Their exes were. Oh, that's right.
I missed that part.
I totally forgot.
I
about
think
that,
it
'cause
was
that
like
such
him
a-
dropping her hand and being
that got
on dating
you off.
apps. That
Yeah.
really
No,
turned
that's
me.
how they become BFFs. Yep, because their spouses started seeing each other
I
behind their backs.
gotcha. Okay.
So I just hope that doesn't
Wow.
happen in this Teddy situation. But yeah, Teddy, do you, boo?
I hope not either.
Alrighty, what else you got, Ramona?
Okay, well, moving right along. This story I did not care for, and kind of like, oh, whoa. The Real Housewives of Dubai apparently is getting put on pause. We found that out last
Yeah.
week, and
After saying it was picked up, and they were like celebrating that it was picked up for a third season.
So I don't know what happened or why, but we have a lot of love for that cast, especially our girl Talene.
Yeah, Eileen's a friend of the show, so
Yes.
we've got to ask her, like, well, girl, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened there?
And also, like, Bravo, you're a real a-hole for that. Like, RHONY could have been gone.
Right.
Like, you could put that on, like, life support.
You
Absolutely.
bring up a good point, though. Like, since Dubai is a put on pause, and there could be, many reasons, like, expensive to shoot. I heard there was like low numbers, many reasons. But it's like, if I was on that New York cast right now, all the reviews that come out about that cast week after week, I would be scared.
Yeah.
I would be very, very scared. For sure. And a couple others too. Potomac actually had an uptick, so we'll get
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah, had an uptick.
Yeah.
Well, moving right along. Also, there was another really great story that came out yesterday, and that is that Brittany Cartwright apparently is. I can't even say with a straight face. So she's opening a restaurant now, and we hope. Now, look, we are people who have, like, I can speak for myself, and I think you ladies as well. We are champions of Brittany and like her getting away from that toxic relationship she's in with Jax.
Yeah.
But why she is now qualified to have her own restaurant is a little bit of a head scratcher.
Did she even work at SIR? Not that long, right?
No, I don't know if she ever made it to a server. Like, I remember her being a hostess. Did she ever get to be a server? I cannot remember.
I don't
believe so.
But when she recently was interviewed about the new restaurant venture, she mentioned her contributions to Jax's, which is
The beer
putting
cheese.
Mama's beer cheese.
Yeah.
Where's my camera?
Yeah.
And also that she did the flowers.
Okay, not the succulent wall. That wall looks like a hodgepodge mess, and I haven't even seen it in person.
And I don't care to.
Yeah, it's like, who
And that
comes up
she's
with a
done the
succulent wall?
decorating. And I'm like, girl, if I were you,
I wouldn't say a word about
I
that.
would not connect myself
Stay
to
clear away
that
from that.
part of Jax's. Maybe I would, here's where I would connect myself. I pimped the shit out of that restaurant and on social media and was able to get events done there and watch parties and made sure to be there and figured out how to get it onto the Season of the Valley. I collaborated with different chefs to do the, like, that's what I would talk about if I was selling myself on why I'm like, but let me tell you something. The people who were her backers, because obviously when these kind of restaurants open, especially in Los Angeles, the kind of money that you have and capital you have to have, you need like real money behind you. And so it's the same people who open Jax's are the ones. And if I was Jax, I would feel some kind of way about it. Apparently, it's just doors down from Tom Tom.
Does it still exist?
Tom Tom, you mean / pump? Because basically,
Oh, she has. So Tom Tom's officially come off the building. I haven't been down.
no. It still says Tom Tom, but I think like literally name only. Like I don't think the Toms are really involved
in it.
anymore. It's just name only. That is basically Pump 2.0. And anyway, yeah, but Brits WeHo.
Okay.
Well, girls will have to do a field
I
trip.
hope it's like, okay, I hope it's like over the top, girly, pink, cute.
Listen, Brittany,
Just
free
a good,
consultant advice.
yes, just a good time for girls to go and hang out.
Lots of candles. Lots of pink.
And just like, just great music, a place where you like, oh my gosh, we're going to Brits. Like, it's just a vibe. Because a lot of those bars on Santa Monica, you know, it caters to a gay crowd.
Yes.
And if you are just a straight girl that wants to go and have fun amongst all your, you know, like gay men, all the things, that ain't it. Like, you just need to, like, you are the, what is it? You are the minority, not the majority. So what if she made a place where you feel like you're the cute girl and you're the majority?
I think that would be a great lane, but I would like, before she touches a flower, she doesn't even have to get, because LVP ain't participating in this. However, just like watch some old episodes of Vanderpump Rules where you see how Lisa puts her florals together, her floral inspirations. Before you touch a flower bud, let's just, you know, really
Or use some of that investor money. Hire out. You're not qualified.
You
Love
are
you,
not.
Kentucky Muffin, but the decor gives Kentucky Muffin.
And y'all can't afford Jeff Lewis, so maybe somebody that used to intern.
Better call someone else other than Jeff.
Yeah, like a palace, like just a great vibe. But
call Megan.
Yes, congrats, Brittany.
Congrats, Brittany.
Congrats. Yes.
Congrats to Candace. She had her baby, baby boy Jet. People got the exclusive, but that's not all that interesting of a story. We all knew she was knocked up, so congrats. Next story. JT quit Southern Charmed.
So what are your theories? Because I have a theory.
I don't have a theory. I'm like actually very puzzled because he's already shot the entire season. So when he's saying he quit, basically it means I'm not showing up to the reunion. And he says that he's done 9 of the interviews and is not sitting down for any more like interviews.
Yes.
So what's your theory?
So my theory is, remember the trailer drops and everyone was here for him and Vanita, right?
Yes.
Everyone. And then I don't know like what the timeline is, maybe like a couple days or maybe a week or later, he puts up pictures with him and another woman. Like, it's saying things like, it's hard to explain. They're like cuddled up, and then all these reports were coming out like that's his girlfriend. That's his girlfriend for all this time. He was just like using Vanita for a storyline, like conspiracy theories, right? But not like actually proven. But he posted this girl multiple times, and they look like they're in some type of relationship, or the situationship or relationship or whatever. And I'm just like, okay. is no one from Bravo giving you tips? Like you shouldn't be
Bravo's giving
posting,
out tips.
regardless of what
This
the situation
makes
is.
so much sense now.
Yes. So then
Coward.
so a lot of people started being like, taking the conspiracy theory, thinking it's actual reality, and then
Right.
coming after him in a negative way on social media. And I just think, someone just really didn't like that, wasn't strong enough to take the criticism, which would be deserved, because now you're confusing people.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And he's like, okay, I'm out because I don't want to. Kind of like
I
when
hate
we
that.
saw like with Tanya from Real Housewives of Atlanta
We
after
ain't
the bolo.
seen her since that
We
bachelor
haven't
party.
seen her, heard from her.
Yeah, I think it's like once that whole thing happened and was happening to her in a negative light, she's like, I'm out. This cannot really have a negative impact on my real life. And I think that's kind of the same with JT, my theory.
No, I think, and now it makes a lot of sense because recently someone had put, before this came out, one of the viewers had put a comment about like, oh my gosh, so excited that JT is on this season, and Madison commented on that post, said no one ever. So I was like, no, wait a minute, why would she do that if that's her girl's man?
Vanita came in on this show as her friend.
Right. So now
Yeah.
that would make sense. Like if she's playing her girl, like it's kind of like how Paige was holding down Sierra. Like, no, we not doing that. But I hate when any Bravotv does this. That is such a coward's way out if you have a bad season and you don't show up to the reunion.
Yeah.
Like good or bad, that was you. You did what you did. Stand on business and show up to that reunion. I hated when Lisa Vanderpump did that.
Yeah.
When she left Beverly Hills. I hated
Yeah.
when Mary Cosby did it. I
Yeah.
hate
Every
when
year
people
Juan
don't
Dixon did it.
every year and cost Robin Dixon her crab. And so
Crap.
when you get to the end, you show up to the reunion.
Yeah.
You do the interviews, show up to the reunion, don't be a coward.
That's kind of like an interview that the biggest villain of them all in reality TV, Heidi Montag, did with Raquel.
yeah.
And she was telling Raquel, and I just thought this was just like, wow, you have this girl coming on your show telling you pretty much to your face that you made a mistake and you should have showed up. And she was like, I would have showed up. I would have told my story. I would have like had an opportunity to hear my side. I didn't want anyone telling my story for me. So it's kind of like I see like,
Although Raquel did show up to the reunion for that season, like where the affair was outed.
yes.
At least. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
She didn't come back for the
to
next
like
season.
to continue. So
Yeah. Coward's way out.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just like, Bravo, what's going on? Dubai on pause. JT's quitting. How do you let somebody quit mid-season? What are these contracts looking like?
Right.
And now I'm really intrigued for the new season too.
Right. Well, alrighty, that was a great ish of the week.
Yeah.
It was so good.
That was a lot.
And we didn't even get to like
The meat and potatoes.
the other stuff of it, like the Bryn, and her apology of kind of like the angry black woman edit. But we'll get into that when we get into RHONY.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we are getting into the meat and potatoes of the
Yes.
show, which
Yes.
is the roundup.
Yes.
And the way we just started doing the roundup, we could do from least to greatest, boring to exciting, and we are starting with RHONY. So with that,
Most boring, most annoying.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna get right to what
Get right
has me
to
the
it.
most fired up about the
Okay.
Real Housewives of
Yes.
New York. If y'all don't get Aaron out of the editor, producer booth,
Yes.
what in the world was that? And if you have not seen the most recent episode of Real Housewives of New York, Aaron and Rebecca Minkoff conspired to finally make Rebecca not be boring and decided they would play a prank on the rest of the girls and just slip it into the friend group that Rebecca was knocked up and didn't know who the father was. And so we saw throughout the whole episode, Bryn being the carrier pigeon and telling the story, and everyone talking about it. And ooh, when it's time for dodgeball, don't throw a ball at her.
Okay, let's just like stop right there, because I thought when that was happening and the way Bryn like bragged about how she had carpal tunnel. That's where the carpal tunnel thing comes in, because she stirs the pot so much. But I just thought it was just so disgusting, because it's like you're lying, first off, and then you see the way everyone, because it's a game of telephone, people hear things differently. It's like it just spiraled. Like
it did.
What Bryn said to stir the pot to what like Sai was saying, and like Jessel, I was like, that is like, and then it gets to Jenna.
Not something to be proud of. She's saying it like it's cute. Like, no, it was just the tale of tattletelling last night. Like, everyone was just telling, like, oh, this person said this about you. Oh, this person said, and I'm like, are we in the 7th grade? What is happening? But getting back to this prank, we find out at the very end when Rebecca storms off, her and Aaron kiki off camera about, well, not off camera, but outside of the girls' earshot, that, oh, that was a good one. Turns out it was a fake story and it was a prank the whole time.
But at that time, was Aaron pregnant?
I don't think so.
Because it has come out.
Yes, we just found out
also that she is pregnant. Also, and we'll get into that. But
if she was, it was so early that there was no way that she knew about that.
Okay, so then this is even more disgusting. I couldn't. I'm sorry. I'm kind of telling on myself.
Part was like when Bryn was talking to Jessel, and she's like, "Yeah, I confirmed it. I talked to some people." I was like, "Bitch, you're just making this shit up, aren't you?"
Oh, absolutely.
This is just completely fake.
That's
and you're like, "Oh yeah, I talked to people. I have the people that I know." I'm like, "Girl." Yeah. You're going to feel so stupid.
It was such a dumb story. But so unlike, okay, so this is not her first prank this season. They also did that stupid thing about the cockroach. And did like gross.
And Pavlova. I hate a ruined dessert.
Yes, me too. Like sinful. But at least with that, we saw them plotting and planning.
Yes.
This time, the joke is on us, the audience. Like, I'm sorry, you do not prank the viewers on a storyline. It just, Jeff Lewis said it best when he was on Watch What Happens Live last night. You lose trust with your audience. And, like, it just feels like the girls are producing themselves, which you're not supposed to do. So I hated every bit of this. And I ended that episode just pissed off. And I don't think... this is the effect that you should want your viewers.
That's why I said they should be extremely worried. But talking about producing yourself, we'll get into it a little bit, because I think a lot of that's going on in Salt Lake City, and I think they've got a new producer called Bronwyn. But we'll get into that. Anything else love from RHONY?
Oh, Jessel and Pavitt. Their little baby talk. I just don't understand it. I got a scene. I don't have any children.
Bitch. The basic bitch of it all.
The basic bitch of it all. That too. But I'm still floored that she still wants more children. I saw the scene of her kids playing, and I don't have any kids, and I'm like, absolutely not. Why would you want
couldn't
more?
Be me.
This is a lot. This
could
is
not
too much.
Be me. But either way, I find the way that Pavitt handles those discussions and those conversations to be incredibly disrespectful. Like he just completely disregard. Like I'm like, this is not the way you should be talking about possibly having, like, even if you don't want kids, like to just be so, I don't know, like it's just so cold and mean spirited about it. Like as much as Jessel annoys me, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I think call me crazy, but I just really think that she's just hammering this for a storyline, because she has nothing else going on. I don't know, but with Jessel, I don't know, it's just not that believable.
And maybe her husband does, and maybe that's what Pavitt thinks too. Like, you're not about to leave me with another person while you're out filming scenes and doing your fashion and everything else. No, thank you.
Okay, well, until next week, we'll see what else Bryn is lying about, stirring the pot about, and what other boring storylines will be kind of uncovered on RHONY.
Can't wait.
Next up, Potomac. Okay, so Potomac is having a little bit of uptick here.
We got an uptick going on.
Like, and I will have to
slow burn.
Yes, I will have to say the MVP is Karen. Like,
Man.
She is just, it's so subtle. It's so subtle, and it's so good when she does like speak up. It's just like, oh wait, did that just come out your mouth?
Oh yeah, she said, "Oh, you're gonna embarrass me. I'll raise you one and talk about your opioid overdose." I said,
I
"Damn."
was gagged. I said, "Oh heavens!"
Yes. And then I saw something where some clip on
She
social
called her
media.
a dilapidated pole humper.
Okay, that too. When she said
Not a
that,
dilapidated pole humper, honey.
She is giving it to the girls this season.
I love it, and I'm here for it.
yes.
Mia deserves it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. No, when Karen talked about Mia's opioid addiction when it first came out, when she first said it, it sounded a little unbelievable. Okay,
And
are we
it
just
sounds
making?
very believable. It's the only thing that I did believe 100% about her.
So then I saw a clip on social media where they go and pull interviews of Mia talking about it, like in the past. So I was like, oh, this is factual, actual and factual. So
But it's never come up on any of her seasons so far. So, you know, I don't think this is necessarily a story that Mia wants to get out there.
Nope.
Although it is par for the course because of that crazy story that you told about Karen. So good on you,
Yeah.
Karen.
Yeah. Okay, so then we had another interesting story. We got to see a little bit more of Jazzy and get to know a little bit more of her.
Jesus H. Christ.
Know a little bit more.
I was literally doing math. I was like, so if they're three, but this one,
like-
but y'all been together for 2 years. I was
the
so confused.
gestational period is. Wait a minute, I was here before the kids, but when I got him, the kids.
But the kids could have been
were there
here, but they
before
could have
me.
not been here.
I was like, that just didn't make any sense. But the mom has come out, the children's
Yeah.
mother has come out and said some things. And I thought, wow, that's very classy. She was like, I just want to get the facts straight.
Yeah.
These kids were planned. I don't know what you're using it for a storyline, but wasn't messy about it. I don't know if Jazzy has responded.
Not that I've seen.
I feel like she just should not be talking about this man's kids. Don't speak on
And
my
they
children.
don't need to come up.
They don't need to come. And then, oh yeah, I was checking on the boys. Girl, you are not these. You're talking about babies. You are not these children's mothers.
Yeah.
Like this is not the same as like Wendy checking on Eddie and her kid. Like those are her actual children.
Correct.
Yes.
There is. You have no business. You need to be
Yes.
like Kiana, who was like, yeah, rich auntie vibes. Like maybe you could be that lane, but this is not. I felt like it's just really low class for her to keep talking about this man's children. And if I was him, I feel some kind of way about how much my kids are coming up. And if I was these boys' mother, oh no.
Yeah.
Why is your little thing talking about my kids?
But she also gives the vibes of I'm trying too hard to be accepted and fit in
oh yes.
with this group and this man.
The
Like,
man, the group. I'm like, she was a side chick that got promoted. And like, honestly,
Yes.
it's okay. Own it.
Yeah, she's trying too hard to stunt on him.
Yeah.
And like, oh, he's a football for the and then it's like,
And now
but he
he's-
doesn't actually have a contract.
I
I'm
think
like,
he's
oh.
with the Ravens.
Okay, so they didn't pick him back up
No,
again.
he was not. picked
Okay.
up.
Got it. So he's out here? He's in LA?
No.
Are the Ravens in? Oh, that's the Rams. This is why I don't do
Thank
football.
the Lord that none of you tuning in tune into this particular show for sports.
Thank God. Because I'm
Got
probably
it.
wrong, but she's definitely wrong.
I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. Okay,
Ravens play in
but
Baltimore.
speaking of sports, though, so
Yes.
we see Mia and the
Being a professional juggler, having her girlfriend, husband, and boyfriend on the show at the same time.
that too. But we saw her at the table with Kiana arguing over who got treated. I was like, wait. She was like, it could be the same guy, and you guys know what I'm talking about. This
Yes. Like, oh,
Yes.
what team? Because I had one of those. Like, Mia was just start to finish out of pocket on this trip. Like,
Just the whole
we need
trip.
to just pause for a second and just talk about her out of pocketness. She was all the outas. Out of pocket, out of line, out of order. Like,
Yes.
all the outas was Mia.
She made this whole trip about her. If I was Wendy, I would be livid.
Oh, you could tell the way that lace front at the end. It was livid. I was like, what? Why are we showing
Because this was not a birthday trip. Like,
no.
what are you talking about? This was not like, child, please.
If I was Wendy, I would have been very upset I left my kids
Oh,
and my husband for this in my honor, for sure.
Absolutely.
go to the joint.
Oh my God. When they went to
And why
the
are they at the joint?
They were just standing around. There weren't
Crickets.
any free services. I was like, what
She was
are
like,
we
yeah, I
doing?
still have it. Look.
She was like, we're selling it. I'm like, I don't.
Okay, but it did give me an idea for your birthday. Tell Tiana about that. I
you dare.
think May 18th.
Don't you dare. We're not going
For
to
your
the joint.
birthday?
We are not.
No, not the joint.
Oh.
We're going to make it about me. We're going to go to the first dealership that I ever worked at.
Literally.
I'm going to test drive a Honda. Okay.
Okay.
Then we're going to go maybe to the dealership where my first general manager works. He can talk about like what he saw in me as to why he hired me in the first place. And all, like, this is how we're going to celebrate your birthday. Sound good?
Yeah, I would die. I would absolutely die. And it was like
It's so
crickets.
weird. It
was-
makes no sense. She doesn't even own it anymore. Like, why are we here?
It was just like crickets all around. I'm like, this is not fun. Like, why
Not
do
to
you
mention,
think this
it's
is
like
fun?
a franchise. There are
Yes.
like thousands of them.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're not even that special. Like,
Maybe
I
once
just
again.
connected the dot that they didn't even get services. So literally, why did they go there?
It's for her to be like, look, I still own this place.
But
What
we're
does it have to
selling.
do with
But
Wendy's
we're selling
birthday?
it.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely
Nothing that
nothing.
Mia does makes any sense ever.
I can't. And then her deep throating the alcohol bottle and saying, this is how you have 2 men at the same
That
time.
was so tacky.
I'm like,
With her
wait,
girlfriend sitting across from her.
what?
I was like, this is
Yeah.
too much.
Are we talking about? I
Pack
thought
it up,
you and
take
the
it to
hubby were
Atlanta.
done.
Yeah.
And I thought Ink was your man and you've moved on and like you're just like taking care of G. Like, wait, are you saying like you're servicing both? And if you're Ink, does that not gross you out that this is the comment
But
that
maybe
she's
to save
making?
time.
He looked like
It's
he's paying
together.
his way.
Maybe, like I said, if to save time, it's together.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Okay.
okay. So we've got to move on
Get
from
that out of my head.
we've got to
I
move on.
rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
We've got to move on from Potomac because
Please.
there's only so much more time. We've got to get to,
Yes.
we got to get to the
good shows.
the good ones, which Salt Lake City. So I talked about it a little bit with you ladies, and we really do try because we talk throughout the week. We plan the show. We figure out what we're gonna put, in every segment. But we really try not to dive that deep into the topics because we want to save it for it to
Yeah.
be, really genuine when we do get on the show.
Yeah.
But I could not stop with Bronwyn and the strategizing this week on the Salt Lake City.
I mean, hijacking.
I truly believe she planned this trip. All the eggs are in her basket. She has the money. It's her private plane. It's her footing the bill for this, Airbnb.
Yeah.
Or if she, owns it. So therefore she's calling the shots. So she already ousted Heather from going. And now it's like she's telling Lisa.
Didn't invite Brittany.
Did not invite Brittany. And you're telling Lisa and her husband, like within the first, 5 hours of touching down, that they have to leave if they can't get it together.
Mind your manners.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I'm like, the producers are just letting you get away with this?
Can I just say, I do secretly love it.
Why?
I do. I just think that it's like, oh, are you bitches gonna sit there and let her take your show? You're not gonna fight for
see,
your
that's the
show?
thing.
Like
it's
it or
like-
not, you got to have a little bit of respect for like a newbie that could come in to this now very established franchise and just hijack the show and leave
But
out
see-
one of the major OG. Like,
Yeah, but see, that's like my
how
point,
can
though.
you do? Like, Katie could never have been able to do this on OC.
No.
Who's Kate? Oh, of course.
The
Hello.
fact that, the fact
I
that
think
you just said that
Okay.
says it all.
I had to walk you through how we started off here, and she has the
Yes.
funds, the affordability to do this.
Okay. Oh, that,
No diss to Katie.
I was gonna say that was a little
diss
shade to Katie.
But with that being said, I just feel like as the producer, as Bravo, it's kind of just like hence why we see what happened on New York. It's like, how do you start to put some guardrails around this? Because as a viewer, it's like, that's just not what we're here for. Like Salt Lake City, we like seeing the OGs. The reason why we've stuck around from the Jen Shaw all the way till now, you can't just go ahead and rewrite a show, like, and let someone else dictate.
But she sure the hell did.
I know.
But
so I'm
did
saying
we miss Heather this episode? And I think that's the point.
Did we miss Heather? I feel like if
I didn't.
I feel like if they, so I see that Lisa didn't leave, obviously,
right.
but it's like if she did, it's like, who the fuck is left? Like the
By the way,
like,
come in my room and say that mess to my husband. Oh, we out.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not
Just
waiting
like-
around to see if my behavior is acceptable enough to you to
And honestly,
stay.
I might be out. He might still be there. Because why would you let that man talk to you like that?
yes. Like, and because my first question is, and you said what to him?
yes.
You
Okay,
said,
you'll talk to me.
Okay, let me talk to her.
And then are you still supposed to show back up?
Let me tell you something. I don't care if I acted a whole entire ass
Yeah.
from the minute the plane stepped up. We are a unit. And for you to allow some man to tell me that I better learn to get some act right or I'm getting put out, bitch, I'm out.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting around to get thrown out.
And the way he's like, oh, we can give them some money and they could just get a car. I was like, well, damn. But he definitely gives very like CEO vibes. And this is,
he the boss.
oh, yeah. This is
very
how I
clear.
run. This is how I run the boardroom. This is how I run my
Yes.
bedroom.
It's very much so
Not his
Tom
bedroom.
Girardi. Oh, not up. I
That's
just
another
picture him
one.
without a shirt
Christina
on.
with these visuals today.
No, we don't want them.
Yes,
They really do give Tom Girardi and Erica vibes.
Yeah.
Him and Bronwyn.
Yeah.
And it's a
they
little bit
do.
creepy.
Yeah.
I could have done without that scene too with the jeweler. It was tacky.
Oh, beyond tacky.
You didn't need to do that on camera.
Not at all. Not at all. Okay, so we also see that Mary Cosby wasn't there. She said she was staying with her son for the weekend, which was a little sad. Womp womp.
Yeah.
And I feel like the MVP couple of the trip, which is saying a lot, is Angie and her husband.
Who would have thunk it?
That's saying a whole lot.
Who would have thunk it?
Yes.
Not after the rumors.
Yes, and then we also see that Meredith's husband has to leave and go back to Ohio, and I'm like, I don't know.
To tell her this on camera.
Yeah.
In the middle of their friend group.
Yes.
Like, that is giving I am scared my wife beats me vibes. Like, sorry, allegedly, just kidding. We're not saying that. Meredith, please do not sue us.
Yeah.
But honestly, if we're on a couples trip and you leave me, yeah, it might be those kind of vibes for me.
But I thought that was lame, and I kind of felt a little embarrassed for Meredith.
Yeah, definitely. But to be continued. I'm
Yes.
excited. I'm still, like I said, a very engaged watcher in Salt Lake City, and definitely hear the trailer for the mid-season trailer just dropped today, and it
Haven't
is so
seen
good.
it yet.
So excited. Alrighty, so right now this week we have the second installment of the OC reunion.
Yes.
But first, let's talk about what happened last week on the first installment. And we see where, first and foremost, we see Emily is vicious. I don't know other way to
Vicious.
describe her. And I'm just like, why are we... It's kind of like when what Jen said to her was like, I don't owe you anything, but why are you coming at her like she does owe you something? Why are you interrogating her?
It was a lot.
And who the fuck is Tammy Wynette? I don't know who that
The
is.
country singer, Stand By Your Man.
She's like, you do
I know
this
the
Tammy
song.
Wynette thing. And I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Oh, boy.
And I forgot to Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very popular country singer.
I
Okay.
do know the song.
Stand by. I don't. Okay. Anyways, but it's like to call her out like that and just like, it's just like very disgusting. But Jen had some clapbacks.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
And the fact
I
that.
just love me some Jen.
Yes.
From where we started out the season to how I feel about her now, my love for her has just grown exponentially.
Oh, absolutely.
She is like Jenna's nobody's punk.
But I feel like she does it so very classy, very demure, very
Very
mindful.
factual, very true.
Yes.
Very mindful.
I pulled up the
Oh.
People article saying that Emily does in fact get support from her in-laws.
Oh, I mean, just, you know, we all are adults. We adult in LA. We adult in California. Run those numbers. Like, you have the show
Yes.
salary, but then what does Shane do? Do you lawyer?
That's
do
what
you
I'm saying.
How many
Shane
cases
wasn't
does
really
he
bringing
have?
in money like that. So
Yeah.
obviously, listen, you cannot just making it to 6 figures is not enough
Yeah.
to live a luxurious life in Orange County. Not
not at all.
not in Southern California, honey.
Yeah.
You got to pick another state to live that life.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me that like he's got well-off parents, well-to-do parents, and maybe they pitch in on the party.
And
Yeah.
also shout out to the parents. I feel like most in-laws just give you
Yes.
hate, not money.
Kudos.
Yeah.
So Emily, we aren't hating on you. The viewers aren't anyway. So
No.
nothing to be
No, no,
ashamed of.
Yeah.
And then we see Heather. We see Andy Cohen calling out Heather.
You know it's bad when Andy like holds you accountable.
Yes, right? I was just like, okay. She's like, I'm not here to, I don't look up people. I don't do that type of thing. I'm not here to bring people's dirty
Bullshit.
laundry. And then Andy was like, that's how we started today.
Literally.
It was
Yes.
like,
You coming in with research on people,
Yes.
in particular Katie.
Yeah. So, and then we saw Katie. I think that was really hard to watch, and
It
parts of
was.
her story I definitely like empathize with and can relate to.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's just so sad that you have like these two women attacking her, like. But I kind of did want to know, like, hey, what house do you live in now? Was anyone else thinking that?
Yeah, because it's giving a little Jen Shaw. It's giving a little Meredith Marks.
Yeah.
Like every season, are you going to be in a new Airbnb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once again, the producers, I think there should be like some high level kind of checkbox. I cannot talk today. Some
Box checking.
Yeah, high level box checking that you should like in order to qualify to continue in the interview process to be a housewife. And one should be
Yes.
do you
Submit
own your
bank
home?
statements.
Yeah. Like,
Not submit bank statements.
Submit bank statements.
do you own your home? Do you own multiple properties? Like, you know, let's
Yes.
do a little bit
I
of a
think if we
research.
did that, we do away with some franchises.
We probably would.
No, they'll just get
However,
different names.
The whole premise of the Real Housewives, again, say it with me, audience, aspirational wealth.
Yes.
And so that's what I could find regular people on TLC. Like, I want to see pie in the sky, dripping luxury. That's what I like in Real Housewives.
Yeah. Anything else did we leave out on the first installment of Housewives?
Not that I can think of. It was good.
No,
I was
it was good.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to the next
And I
installment.
think, like, you know, to Tamra and Shannon, I think they're going to kind of get a lot more heated when Alexis finally comes out and
Yeah,
joins.
definitely.
I can't wait for that. But I thought it was very smart for Tamara to be like, she kind of walked it back. And this, like, I want to see how we can move forward. I'm like, yes.
She says that all the
'Cause
time, though. Like, it wasn't believable. It just seems like, okay, this is like, wah, wah. Like, you say this.
Our
Well,
boss is
Shannon,
here.
Shannon ain't going for it. Shannon wants no parts of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
And I thought it was funny how Emily was kind of like, well, you see how Gina accepted your apology, Shannon. And I'm like, wait a minute. We are not talking about the same
Apples and
level
oranges.
of horridness. Shannon did not do to Gina what Tamara did to Shannon the entire season.
Yeah.
It is. One of these things is not like the other.
Tiana, what are your final closing thoughts of this week of Bravo?
Closing thoughts. Bravo. Get it together. Get it together. We have RHONY on life support, but
Yeah.
Dubai is getting put on pause. Meanwhile, in Salt Lake City, Bronwyn is running the board, okay? And then in Potomac, Mia has turned it into Atlanta.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well stated.
Yep. So, Bravo, in the words of Tiana, get it together.
Get your
Please.
shit together, Bravo.
Please.
Yes.
And
Everyone,
if you have a little extra time, figure out what's going on with Ray J and Jamal.
just a little extra, and report back.
Please.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We once again love doing the weekly roundup. There's so much to talk about. We could talk about it forever. I say that every week. But don't forget to like us, tweet us, follow us, share your thoughts, engage with us. Let us know what you're thinking. All on our social media channels, because we definitely want to hear from you guys. And yeah, until next week.
Yes. Stay fabulous.
Bye, guys.
Bye.